This is your all-new 2021 Acura TLX luxury sport sedan, and it is longer, it is lower, it is wider than the outgoing model. Let's start up front with our Quirks, Perks, and Irks, as we usually do. Love the color, full marks for this shade of red from Acura. And front end, a lot better to me. It's more menacing, there's more of a presence for it. And right in the middle, you get the Acura logo with the shield, which is part of the safety sensors. You do get your LED fog lights down to the bottom, and you do get your full suite of LED headlights and turn signals and day runners up front. The Acura Jewel Eye just looks so sharp. Looks nice during the day, but it's even better at night. I love the long strip for the turn signal, just always good to be seen. And the pattern here for the day runner kind of just goes down, or goes across, touches down, swoops up. So it has some really nice design lines to it. I just find it looks really, really sharp. Let's go back to where we started with this, which is where we have a front quarter look. Looks pretty good. It's not obviously noticeable how much lower, longer, and wider it is, but it definitely is, and I think it casts a really good stance. And we're with the A spec, so a couple of things there. I'm not sure if you can see it in detail here, but there is a spoiler on the trunk lid. We'll get a little closer look at that in a moment. Rims, not too bad. From this angle, it looks really, really nice. And you can kind of just see that design line just at the bottom of the door, arcs to the top and then crosses back down. And as well, just behind the wheel, it kind of just starts shooting up a little bit. And what I like as far as a quirk for a design goes, it crosses through the door handle for the front door, and it keeps going up and crosses for the rear door. You got black mirror caps, with the A-spec model, and turret signals integrated into the side mirrors. Rear quarter look, I think it looks a lot better from here. Let's get a little lower down for you. So it casts a really nice stance, and I think Acura really hit the mark here as far as the exterior design goes. Around the rear, you got twin tailpipes, nice and symmetrical. You got your A-spec on the left, you got your super handling all-wheel drive on the right for badging. It does come standard. There's your backup camera, and smartly, Acura has tucked the trunk release into the passenger side mirror. Sorry, not mirror at all, passenger side light housing. Pretty good as far as trunk space goes. We'll just kind of dip in here for a sec, open it up, and there is your tire fill kit, saving space and saving weight. That's how you put your seats down. For the rear, just pull that tab or pull that tab. A bit of an irk, there's only a spot on the passenger side to close the trunk. Sure, you can put your hand up here, but then, you know, who wants fingerprints on the trunk lid? Oops, who didn't pull it down hard enough? This guy. Anyways, there is your black spoiler as part of the A-spec. To me, A-spec stands for appearance package, just because it doesn't change any of the mechanical bits of the TLX. All right, there's the outside. Let's take a look inside. Starting with the rear seats, before we jump in, cool perk. You can actually lock and unlock the car through any of the 4 door handles. It is not just for the driver door. Not too bad for leg space, so I sit all the way up and I sit all the way back. And with that being as it is, my feet have a decent amount of space back here. Rear seats, very, very comfortable. Terrific job on taking care of your rear passengers. There's that little hump in the middle, so your middle passenger is not going to be comfortable all the time. There are no climate controls back here. It's just air direction through those vents. And there is your cup holder / armrest. All right, closing this up and going up front. We'll start with the inside of the door panel. I like it because there's lots of cool little A-shaped patterns here. So you could start by seeing that one up there, and then there's an A on its side there, an A on its side over there as well. A little A shape down at the little cubby / storage space. Same thing with the triangular speaker covers, and. So good job, Acura, on playing that A card. Let's take a look at the seats. Not too bad for thigh bolsters. Side bolsters, really, really sharp. Now, with the A-spec, you get this cool red stitching that just accents everything. Leather seats, and you have that nice Alcantara insert here. You can't really notice how, oops, I'll get rid of that. You can't really notice how good it is in the winter months when you have a jacket on, but when you've got a t-shirt on or whatnot, it really stands out as far as that extra little bit of comfort. And maybe it's just me that notices that, but oh, well, it looks like we're going to jump right into the opening graphic. Acura telling me what to do with my own reviews. Sorry, the camera moved there for a sec. Let's actually start the car. And it just gets a little more intense. So here's the weird thing for me. It's red on silver, and it's a little hard to see during the day. And the needles are red as well, so it's a weird visual at night. Now you can still see everything clearly, but I wish that was like white or just some other color other than red on red as far as needles and gauges go. I think a little miss here for Acura, especially in 2021, is giving me analog dials on the bookends and a little digital screen in the middle. Like, I don't know, the Sonata has a fully digital dash. I think Acura really should have gone for that. You know, maybe a mid-cycle refresh in 2023, 24 will have that, but it looks good. Readable at night. Just a little peculiar for me to have red on silver. That's just me. Part of the A-Spec package is you get a flat bottom steering wheel plus this little A-Spec badging here. You get your aluminum pedals, which are right down there along with the edge of my dirty shoe. The steering wheel is comfortable, heated. Again, the nice red stitching kind of floats around all throughout. Red interior lights. Now the top trim Platinum Elite gives you the choice of I think 24 different light options, but the A-Spec just gives you the red. And just going over a touch, there's a little more red there, and then right across the top of the inside of the door panel. So no heads-up display either. I think that would have really made a difference to kind of contrast the red on silver. So maybe mid-cycle refresh, they'll pop that in. Infotainment, it is not a touchscreen. That's why they set it back so far. Instead, you have a touch pad. Better than Lexus, but not as good as BMW's. Just, I want a physical scroll wheel or something as a secondary. The cool thing they have is I'm going to touch the bottom right and look what shows up on the screen. Right? And then I'm going to go to touch the top left, and whatever is in the highest available left position is what gets highlighted. I'm going to touch the top right now. There's that. I'm going to go down to the bottom left. So it's functional. Like, it's not a question of it not being functional. It's just, it's the sensitivity of, you know, maybe you go over a bump or your arm slips, what finger slip, whatever it is, and then you got to kind of dig over. Now, the weird thing, it took me a little while to figure it out, but you see there's two buttons right down there. That means there's two different screens. And I was looking on this and the trackpad for like a left or a right button. I thought it was this. That's just the channel changing button for your audio. But yeah, it's a little peculiar. So basically you've got to do a hard swipe to the right or hard swipe to the left. And then I didn't mean to change the clock. And there's what that secondary little trackpad is. And you can see just goes up and down like that. So I'm not a big fan of it. I understand they're trying to make it intuitive. Sometimes you just have to go back to what works, and that's just physical touches. All right, so that's the infotainment system. I really like this, and it's a silly thing for me to be overexcited about, but just to have it integrated into the housing area for the infotainment system just looks really sharp. It looks completely intentional. You know, they could have easily put the four-way flashers, you know, here or anywhere else, but I like how they just seamlessly integrated it right there. HVAC controls, you know, not too bad. Little small, you know, whatever. You can still see it. It's white. It pops out against the black, and everything you need is here. So that's really nice. I'm not a big fan of having the drive mode option changer as the biggest dial on this whole section here. Yeah, cool. It looks nice. It flows. It's well designed, except for the piano black. I don't like that. But the button you use the least has the biggest amount of real estate. I find that to be a little peculiar, and it's an irk for me. Even if that was there stationary as a design aspect, and you put your different drive modes, you know, anywhere else, like down here, whatever, it just looks a little out of place for me. You get heated seats and you get cool seats with the A-Spec and the Platinum Elite. Auto start, stop, on, off, and your brake hold is there. And I don't know, I think they had to put something here, so that's your seatbelt minder. Just a little weird. This is the same. The park reverse being in green always kind of strikes me as peculiar, and neutral being red, and then the drive is green, and then you hit it twice. That's how you get to your sport mode. So I'll put it in park for a sec. You go drive and then drive again, and that's how you get your sport. But there are no color changes here. It still stays green, but the difference you'll see is in the middle of your screen right at the bottom, drive, sport, drive, sport. So not too bad. Now I will say it's very nicely laid out as far as comfort and appearance go. So the cabin, very nice, very sharp seats, incredibly comfortable. More of that A-shaped design in here and in here, and I like it. I've got no big complaints about the inside of the TLX. Tiny little issue I do have up top is everybody gets a regular sunroof. Doesn't matter if it's the base model or the top trim Platinum Elite. I would like to have seen a little more incentive to go Platinum Elite. Let's do the drive in the all-new 2021 Acura TLX. All 4 variants of the TLX get the same engine, and that is a 2.0-liter Turbo 4, giving you 272 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. And all of that is run through Acura's 10-speed automatic transmission. I found no problems with the engine as far as pickup and driving dynamics go. It is a very precise and quick acceleration that you experience through the all-new TLX. It's not, it's not going to be as fast as the Type S, obviously not. But if you want something that looks good, has good creature comforts, is well put together with a great interior, and more than adequate power, the TLX is something that should definitely be on your short list. Road manners are very well executed here. Noise, vibration, harshness. It's a really quiet cabin. As far as the way the layout is in the cabin, I really like it. I'm not entirely convinced with the dashboard that they made the right move. Again, at night, it's red numbers through a red dial, and in daylight, like it is right now at 2:40 p.m., the red letters on gray, they're not hard to read, even with sunglasses on, but it's not as pronounced as it would be had the gray been black or a color that really complemented the red. But it's not dangerous by any means. I'm not saying don't buy the TLX because you can't read the dashboard. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I think it would have been a little more visible had they gone with red on black, red on white, or just a different color combination. That's my 2 cents on that. As far as audio goes, 17 speaker ELS system sounds fantastic. I'm big into audio as a musician, and I'm overly critical, but the ELS system that Acura has enlisted here sounds, it's terrific. It's big, it's boomy, it's crisp, where it needs to be, and the trebles really cut through, and the mids, regardless of how you dial them, they're very precise. Let's jump into fuel consumption. So on a 60-liter tank in liters per 100 kilometers, because this is a Canadian channel, driving a Canadian car by a Canadian, 11.3 in the city, 8.1 on the highway, and your blended total comes out to 9.8. Not too bad. The good thing about using a smaller displacement like we have here with a 2-liter turbo is you'll use a little less gas, and I anticipate the Type S with the big V6 will probably come in a couple of liters per 100 kilometers higher than what the TLX comes in. I call the A spec the appearance spec because it changes no mechanical aspects of the vehicle. It's a spoiler, it's a flat bottom steering wheel, it's a couple of other bits and pieces of this and that. So if you like your car to look a little snazzy, jump on the A spec. If you want all the bells and whistles, run with the Platinum Elite package. Let's jump into safety, and the standard safety features are collision mitigating braking system, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, traffic jam assist, which is really, really cool, and that's something that it's so helpful now. And even with the way the world is, where traditional office work isn't being done as much, there's still traffic on the roads and still traffic on the highway. Infotainment system is a little hard to navigate. Now I've had the car for a week, and all my press cars come for a week, so I try and jam in as much information and as much of a driving experience as I can in that week. And sometimes things frustrate me, and I just don't see the logic behind it. But if you're buying the car or leasing the car, you'll have plenty of time to get used to it. You'll have plenty of time to find the sensitivity of your right hand when it comes to using the dual trackpad and finding what works, how it works, and the best way to manipulate all the data and extract it as well. I know, I don't like Lexus's system all that much, and I'm not really a big fan of this. I hope that at some point over the next couple of years, they abandon the trackpad and go for a more, not even a more modern, but just, I wish they would have like a rotary dial like the iDrive system. That's going to wrap it up for the all-new 2021 Acura TLX, which is lower and longer and wider and looks beautiful. Well-crafted inside, got a couple of gripes, but you know, you can't please everybody. So there you go. If you've got any questions on the vehicle, please let me know, and I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support. I almost said support again, making up words. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and I'll be back sooner than later with my next review.